Good morning, everybody, and welcome to IHateRepublicrats.com. I want to talk to you a little bit today about the concerted effort to steal the Republican nomination from Ron Paul. And when you say things like that, a lot of people think, "Hey, is this guy crazy? Is he a conspiracy theorist? Is he this? Is he that?" No, nothing like that. The fact is, though, is that if you look at the actions of the Republican Party, it's hard to think that anything else would be happening other than them trying to prevent Ron Paul from winning the nomination. You see, the Republican Party fears what Ron Paul represents, and Ron Paul represents change, and he represents real change, not the fake change that President Obama ran on. He represents change of our foreign policy. He wants to stop the interventionist foreign policy. He wants to get us back to sound economics and away from a fiat currency. He doesn't want us to blindly support the international banking cartel, the Federal Reserve, or the military-industrial complex. And that scares a lot of people in the establishment. So that's a key thing. You know, if you look at what happened in Iowa at the last minute, the Republicans moved where they normally count the votes normally they count them in their Des Moines party headquarters, and that's their party headquarters for the state, the Republican Party headquarters for the state. And this time, they moved it at the last minute to an undisclosed location. And they cited that they were afraid of the Occupy movement protesting and this and that, which is ironic because the Occupy movement leaders said that they had no intention of doing this. And you wonder why they moved the vote to a secret and undisclosed location. Behind closed doors, who knows what is done, and that plays out to their advantage. You know, if you look at what happened in South Carolina yesterday, the Attorney General reported that over 900 dead people voted. Do you really think that those dead people voted for Ron Paul? No. And so when you have election fraud and things of that nature, you really have to question the motives and who is the most dangerous person in this campaign. And of course, that dangerous person is Ron Paul because of the substance of the change that he wants to implement in this country. And then you had other things too. You had Republican strategist Dee Binky coming out and saying that the GOP has resolved to prevent Ron Paul from getting the nomination. And you know, there's a lot of dirty tricks that are played in politics, and there's a lot of things that get by the American people. And the only thing I would say is that, you know, we should all be attentive to what's happening here because democracy is being stolen out from underneath us. This isn't a case of my guy's not winning, so I'm upset, and therefore it's not fair. You know, you can look at the actions of the media, and the media is a perfect example. You know, if you turn on CNN any day, you could probably hear that Ron Paul is unelectable 10 times throughout any show that covers politics and that's covering the primaries, the GOP primaries specifically, obviously. If you watch the CNN debates, you saw that they put Ron Paul on the corner for the vast majority of that debate. Ron Paul wasn't even on screen. They seem to have some concerted effort to not pass him any questions. And when they did go over things that he was, like in the medical issues and things like that, where he's an expert, he's the only doctor sitting on stage, and they tried to disclude him from answering the question. What else am I supposed to think? You know, so CNN gave him the least amount of time of any of those candidates, yet he has more nationwide support than any of those GOP candidates. He is the only one that people are even slightly excited about. The Republicans don't want Mitt Romney. Newt Gingrich is unelectable. And Rick Santorum is a right-wing lunatic. And all of these guys represent the same thing. They all represent growth in government, regardless of what they say. We've seen this in the past where Republicans talk about small government and then they go in and they blow up the size of government like they always do. They believe in deficit spending. They believe in a fiat currency. They believe in an interventionist foreign policy that puts my brothers at risk, my brothers that have joined the military as I did. And so Ron Paul doesn't represent any of those things. And so three of those other candidates represent exactly the same thing. But Ron Paul represents a significant change from that paradigm. If you look at Fox News, now this is outside of Judge Andrew Napolitano, who seems to be a libertarian, seems to have respect for liberty, and I have a lot of respect for him, being that he is giving Ron Paul a fair shake and putting people on TV that saying, Ron Paul's ideas make sense. But other than him, if you watch Fox News, you can go back to the Fox News debate that they've already shown, and one of the Fox News bots, the male Fox News bots on there, he rephrased the question during the debate 4 times to try and push Ron Paul to say that we absolutely had to go to war with Iran. And Ron Paul refused to say that we have to go to war with Iran. This is what the establishment is pushing for. This is what Fox News is pushing for, and they have an agenda. And Ron Paul doesn't support that agenda, and therefore he's very dangerous. Fox News is another one that says Ron Paul is unelectable. I beg to differ. I don't think Ron Paul is unelectable. But I will say this. Ron Paul's message is very difficult. His message isn't contained within a few minutes soundbite very easily. And it requires people to do some reading and some research on their own, and to take some responsibility for their own government. This is the last thing that Republicrats want. Republicrats do not want you educated. They do not want you involved in your government. They want you watching American Idol. And therefore, they're going to do everything they can to discredit Ron Paul, to discredit his campaign, to minimize him as a candidate. And it's happening every day, people. Dead people are voting. Let's remember that John F. Kennedy was elected because Sam Giancana had 10,000 dead people voting in Chicago. Okay? This isn't the first time they've played this game. Whoever they want, they're going to push over the top. Ron Paul's a dangerous man because he has real ideas, and he has real ideas for change. And that's why they're going to prevent him from getting the nomination. And it's going to be agents of the media. It's going to be agents of the corporatocracy that we're stuck with. It's going to be agents within the GOP that prevent him from getting this nomination. Don't fall for it, people. Ron Paul is electable. His ideas make sense. Go to my homepage, IHateRepublicrats.com, watch the video, and you tell me if Ron Paul's foreign policy makes any sense. Anyways, wake up, America. This is I Hate Republicrats signing off.